Hey y'all, this is Judith of Judith Tamara Design, judithtamara.com with your full moon reading for the month. Full moon is, when I'm recording this, it's tomorrow, I believe, which is Wednesday, the 11th in Gemini. And we don't have a light and fluffy reading this month either. I believe that's what I said for the beginning of this month as well. The full moon is when the new moon reading sort of comes to its head. And I felt compelled to draw 3 cards. So you kind of get a full reading. And the primary central card is this card called Deafness. It's a very bizarre card to explain, but I think of it as marching to a beat of a different drummer. So you see that this fellow here, I don't know how well you can see it, there's a fellow here, this is sort of the plane of the earth, and there's this image of a house on the earth and all this energy coming out of the earth. And it's really about staying very focused and hearing the call that is actually your true call, your true resonance. It's turning a deaf ear towards things that might be distracting, that might call you off course, that sort of thing. And the theme, from my perspective, of this full moon is stay the course. So the first card that we read for the new moon was inward. We discussed about what fed the self, what's been coming up, or what's been clarifying for me over the last 2 weeks has been this inward journey that we're all on is really sort of this rearrangement of priorities on the inside. It's very organic, so it's not like an intellectual process, but it's this process of like feeling some more, and that's going on under the surface for many of us right now. And it's part of sort of the energy of the planet as it evolves right now. So deafness ended up with 2 qualifiers, and altogether I looked at the reading and I'm like, this is a little bumpy. So the 2 qualifiers are, or modifiers, are dynamic, which is the 11 of motion. It's, when I sum it up, I always call it syncopated union. So it's turn taking in space. It's like this thing's here and this thing's here and this thing's here and this thing's here. It's how 2 or more entities, beliefs, or whatever can share space at the same time. One particular way that they can share space. And the second card is retraction, which we've talked about a couple of times. And it's the 8 of Qualities. It's an archetypal card, so it has sort of a big power to it. And the results of this, in the nutshell, is that as we go through this inner journey, what we may find is that little parts of ourselves that we're questioning, that we're looking at, that we're cycling through, tend to show up, share space with us, and get very physical at the same time. Retraction is about concentration. It tends to collect material around it. So it might be a little bit like your bugaboos, like the things, the patterns that you've had that you're in the process of releasing right now, or the process of questioning or looking at or cycling through. They may show up really like blindingly physical for a moment and share space with you in a way that somehow may feel like you're entirely that they are taking over your reality, and you're like, but I thought I left this pattern go like months ago, years ago, centuries ago, you know, why is it here? Why is it in full bloom right now? That's when we need to remember that it's sharing its space with us. It's not the only reality. It's a dynamic. So it's just there for a complete clarity moment, and we can be present to it, but we do not have to let it become our reality. We do not need to think of it as a reality. That's why this card, Deafness, is important. It's staying the course. The process that we're actually going through right now is this inward rearrangement of ourselves, inward prioritizing, inward recreation of ourselves. And so staying the course means never losing sight of that. Never losing sight that this is actually an inward journey. It's not about what's everything, the cacophony, the chaos, the strange moments that may appear in the physical on the surface. Stay the course. Stay connected to yourself on the inside right now. So that's it in a nutshell. And I'm looking over here. So things that you may see in your environment as far as your schedule. And for a lot of this, I think that you'll see this in your scheduling or events, things like that. There might be a lot of chaos. There might be a lot of like things go wrong, or why is this happening? Or, you know, I was planning on this with this client, or I was planning on that with this activity, and a totally different activity happened for me. I know that happened a number of times for me. I had a lot of people completely reschedule this week, for example. It was like, nope, we're doing it a new way. And the way that it may show up in your physical environment, your workspace or your home, is that you might have what I call the cascading pile, or the increasing pile effect, where each thing that shows up in your life leaves a little chunk of material residue behind that you don't have time to deal with, or feels out of place, or whatever. And again, with both of those things, stay the course. So don't start refocusing your attention on all the little piles and what I need to fix, or all the little schedules and what I need to fix. Stay focused on the bigger picture. Stay focused on the internal process that you're going through, even to that point where sometimes it feels like you might be neglecting or not putting out the fires that people are used to you putting out. You get to say to yourself, this inward journey that I'm on is actually really the important part right now, this inward journey. So that's it. I hope that was useful. Take care of yourself. Have a great holidays. I'll be doing a new moon reading right around Christmas, I think. So hopefully I will see you then. All right. Take care. Oh, and check out my energy reset event. It's clearing the energy collectively online, free event, clearing the energy, grounding the energy of your home or workspace. I'll put a link down below in the description, and just sign on up. All right. It's the beginning of the year, January 2nd. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.